Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Finger on the Funny, the show where I basically verbally assault comedians until they relinquish all of their joke-telling power to me. I'm like a dementor for the funny, completely ruins the experience for you because I completely pull the rug behind joke-telling and stand-up comedy as an art form, but with each comedic corpse that I leave behind, I become that much more powerful. Our first guest is Wafik Nasralla. Wafik is a Canadian-Egyptian comedian based out of Ottawa. He's done Just for Laughs. He's toured all over the UK with his stand-up. He's released a stand-up special on Comedy Now that you can actually watch in its entirety on YouTube, cut up into little forms, which is where you're going to be seeing some of the clips pop up in this video. And right now we're actually going to deconstruct one of his jokes from that particular special. We're going to be talking about the camping joke. We're going to be talking about callbacks and everything, but really just breaking down where the joke came from, what was the first little nugget of funny that he thought, how much of the joke is a true story, how much was just his way of kind of bringing in a little bit of that funny, you know, that salt and pep, you know what I'm saying? And we're also going to be talking about like what he finds funny and how he kind of structures his jokes and how he gets the itch or scratches the itch of how to turn a thought into a funny joke that he's ready to prepare, that he prepares and gets ready for stage time. This particular joke that we're going to be looking at is Wafik's camping joke from his 2009 editing Logan is going to throw up a nice little date here for you. His Comedy Now special. In this joke, Wafik compares camping to the American game show Survivor. I really love Wafik's delivery. I love everything about it. I love his onstage persona and character, the way that he kind of sounds like this innocent little buddy that's just telling you really funny stories. You even forget halfway through that you're like, oh yeah, right, I'm watching a comedian who's probably been preparing this material over the last like 5 to 7 years in hopes that he would get a stand-up special on fucking Just for Laughs or on Comedy Central. So without further ado, we're just going to dive right into the interview and we'll touch back with some clips here and there of the joke and why I love the joke so much, and then we'll do a little wrap up because like fucking why not put a little nice little bow on it. I don't know, man, it's my first video. Don't judge me. Don't look at me like this. You think I'm some type of Instagram influencer? You think I'm some type of YouTuber? I'm not trying to be a YouTuber, all right? So yeah, Wafik, let's go. I watched your Comedy Now special, and there was one joke in particular that I really wanted to pick your brain about, which is the camping joke.
Yeah.
I gotta know, man. Like what came first with that joke? The equating of Survivor to camping. How Canadians would like kick ass in Survivor. Like it's such a well thought out joke, man.
Well, thank you very much. Honestly, I write a lot better on the road, and that was something I wrote when I was on a Western tour. Okay. I was in Alberta for sure. I think Calgary, and it was a summer. It was actually just after 9/11. Like after 9/11, I started writing more about being a color rather than being funny. Right. You know what I mean? Because for a little while, especially right after, like if you were a brown comedian, you couldn't do your regular act. Right. Things changed because of 9/11. I mean, we started getting profiled and stuff like that. And so I just started writing more from the brown point of view. And then I remember I was talking to a few of my friends who lived out west, and I was saying like, hey, let's hang out this Sunday. And they're like, I'm going camping. And then this camping idea just started bouncing around in my head. Yeah. And I was at, I think, the Calgary Club, and I'm watching my friends perform, and this idea is just going around in my head. And I just started writing like, you know, I'm from Egypt. We don't camp for fun, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The people are awesome. The one thing I've always admired about them that's different than Canadians, they make everything exciting. America, and it's just, even boring things, they give it a really big word that just sounds exciting, like Survivor. We call that camping. It's true, and that's why I've never seen a Canadian on Survivor. We'd fucking win. Camp for money, fucking right we'd win. You guys camp for fun, man. You guys go camping at all? Yeah. It's fun. I actually tried it for the first time ever this summer. It was one of those things all my buddies couldn't believe. I've never done it in all my life. Like, and they're all like, hey, man, you want to go camping? No. Why? It's fun. I'm from Egypt. We don't camp for fun. No, man, it's a completely different thing. So I didn't understand it because all my friends, they wanted me to go camping. They're like, oh, it's fun. We'll have fun. We'll make it fun. And how do you make camping fun? Pot. You need pot if you're camping, man, because if you're not high, this is you. What the fuck am I doing in the woods? At least when you're high, I'm in the woods. I'll make a fire, sure, whatever. I didn't understand something about camping now. You're with your friends, you're having fun, it's a good time, right? But there's rules to that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You're drinking, you're having a good time. There's things that your friends won't tell you if it's your first time camping. I didn't know. Rule number 1 to camping: don't fall asleep first. No, because that's when your buddies shove shit up your nose. I didn't even know it was there. I'm walking around the next day. Everything smells like shit. You guys don't smell that?
That's, I mean, it's such a and the thing that gets me with that joke too is it's your delivery, man. You have like this onstage persona, specifically in that special. That's kind of like the innocent, like, buddy almost. That's just kind of explaining these sort of like funny stories. Like, oh yeah, like I learned a couple things when I went camping too, which is don't fall asleep first. It's great.
But the survivor thing, I think that just sort of came because I was talking to an American guy, and I was on stage, and I was talking, and I was trying to go into the camping bit, and then we started talking, and that's when I just blurted out, you know, survivor, like that's Canadian camping, you know, and that just sort of how and it just became how I introduced the joke.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's. Man, I mean, listening to that whole thing, and as well, talking about writing from the brown perspective, I'm sure that went into the Courier Joke. I mean, you and I.
Yes.
I mean, I guess you aren't a courier anymore, but I'm currently a courier, and it is a strange thing to be delivering, like to be brown skin and be delivering.
It is. But you're lucky right now. The enemy's Russia, so. But it'll come back around sometime this year that the brown people are bad again. Like right now, like COVID, people aren't worried about COVID anymore, so racism's making a return. So get ready, dude. You're gonna be profiled soon.
Dude, like an 80s action movie, man. They gotta get one more Schwarzenegger movie in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. And the idea. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, like, Schwarzenegger, the enemy is never Russian because Schwarzenegger sounds Russian.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, right on. I might have to change my name then. Well, Logan Brown.
Oh, no, Logan Brown's cool, man. That's a good name.
That's an Irish.
You actually sound white.
Yeah. Hey, man, I look it too. If all I gotta do is leave fucking Lanark County, dude. I spend 10 minutes in Ottawa and I'm racist. Like,
join the club.
The idea too to tag back to the camping bit, but the idea too to tag it at the very end of the special. Like, did you know? I mean, I know that you knew going into it how the set was going to be. You didn't just improv 30 minutes of stand up, but like, did you know as soon as you came up with that teabagging sort of motif that you were like, oh, that's got to be how I end the set.
That's actually worse. You guys know what teabagging is? Okay, for anybody that doesn't, teabagging is when your buddy, it's got to be a guy, drops his bare nuts on your mouth, like a teabag. Yeah, that's something else you learn if you fall asleep first camping. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, I mean, it took, honestly, it started off just little things that just kept growing.
Yeah.
The idea that, you know, when you hang out with your friends, you're not supposed to, they're not supposed to do bad shit to you, but they do because they're friends, and then they end up being able to get away with it.
Yeah.
You know, the shoving the shit up your nose, you know, and then walking around the next day, everything smells like shit, you know? How do you guys not smell that, you know?
No, it's great, man.
So it grew. It grew. And then, I think a lot of stuff happens accidentally. Like, and that's why I always say, don't write too much. Like, write your stuff, but don't write too much, because when you write it out completely, your brain thinks this is the way it goes.
Yeah.
If you write it in point form, then your brain can still create. And I remember, like, you know, I was doing the fucking the dog, and then it just came out. That's something else you learn when you pass out first camping.
Yeah.
And that just was the perfect ending. So it became, wrapped up the show perfectly, really.
Yeah. That's a really interesting point, man. Because I have a 40-minute drive to work. When I write my shit, I just throw the recorder on in my phone, and that's my hour a day of writing. But just recently, I've started sitting down and trying to actually write stuff out on the computer. And it is, man, it's fucking hard. And you feel like there's stuff that even, because I'm writing out shit that I've already written, like maybe like the anti-vax joke or the fart smeller joke or something like that. And then I'll go to rehearse it in front of a mirror, and then I'm like, oh, I can't even remember the bit because I just wrote it down, and I need to like rely on staring at my computer screen in order to get it done. It's a weird way that the brain works like that.
Just write the idea, though. Like if it starts here, these are the lines I want to remember. So then just hit them, and then that way it's a little easier because then it flows into each other. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to sound. That's the fucking great mystique, right? Is that we just came up with it off the dome.
Yeah.
You know. That's it's cool, man. It's very, very cool. So what right now is something that makes you laugh? Because I know that's what we got to do, is we got to write the shit that makes us laugh. So like what? I mean, there's not much to laugh at right now in the media, but.
Yeah, like the one thing, I was doing this a little too much. I was trying too hard to get into the dark and edgy stuff. And a lot of the stuff I was writing, I was happy with, but it's just, I think because things are just so shitty outside our door, that you like myself, I don't want to think of negative shit. No. I just want to be funny and have fun. And until, you know, something happens and then I gotta like another 9/11 or something where we have to change because, you know, society has changed. I mean, right now, I guess everybody's talking about COVID because it's the big thing. Yeah. But it's getting to a point where we're just so tired of COVID that I think people are going to get tired of the jokes too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fuck. I mean, it's supposed to be a distraction. Not always.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is definitely, that's the way I look at it, at least. But
yeah. No, I totally agree. I just think, I think funny is funny. And right now I just want to write stuff that's funny. Yeah. And I'm accepting the fact that I'm old. So that's, you know, the reason that's right now, like that's the stuff I'm having the most fun with, you know, eating crayons and stuff like that. Like, you know, and that's, it's more me. So it is what makes me laugh. Yeah. And how much the best jokes, like, okay, let's go back for a couple of, like, before 9/11, brown people wrote whatever they said, whatever they wanted to make it funny. Yeah. And a lot of us, we had to change. We became the face of evil. Of, you know, the Axis of Evil tour. There was I was in with Dave Merhej and Ali Hassan and a few other really awesome Arab comedians, and we called our troupe "We Ain't Terrorists." Yeah. Like, yeah. And I mean, everybody actually went on to bigger things except me. But say no to drugs, man. I can honestly say I had a very fun life, but I did do a few things wrong. But yeah, like it's, I think whatever makes you laugh is what you should be doing anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's nice to have, it's nice sometimes to have a little edge to it or have a little, you know, uniqueness to it for sure. Yeah. Like you got your N-word joke, which I still think you should actually say, because if you're called it, you should say it. Yeah. That's my philosophy.
I did an N-word joke actually at the Gilmore, one of Liam's shows, and another mixed guy, just the same shade as me dead in my eyes, was like, "You can't say that." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you can't say that. What are you doing?"
Actually, you know, you should say the people who called me that shouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, seriously, well, fuck.
Because they.
It's like what was that old Marvel movie, the first Blade, the Daywalker? He's got all their strengths, none of their weaknesses. No, man, I just got no strengths, all weakness. I can't say it, and I get called it all the time. Like, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like being a Christian from Egypt, dude. Believe me.
What an interesting combination, eh?
It really is.
Yeah. Jesus. Well, all right, man. Well, I'm really happy to have you on the show, and I will do a plug or something like that for our show coming up on the 15th. Well, I guess we'll do it right now. Fucking the 15th. We're gonna be at what is it? The Glebe Central. Bring to Ruckus.
That's right.
So Wafik's to Ruckus, and I guess we're the Bring to. I don't know what's going on there, but
we're just gonna have a lot of fun and finally get back on stage and do what we've been missing for what? When did this lockdown start? Just before Christmas, right?
Yeah, man, dude. It was the shortest lockdown, but it's the one I felt the most out of all of them, honestly.
I think because once Christmas was over, we wanted to get back on stage and couldn't.
Yeah.
So it felt like a long one.
Yeah, it was like the 200th lockdown we've done so far. So it's like, fucking, all right, whatever you say, Dougie. But but I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate your comedy, of course. And yeah, God bless and take good care of yourself. And I'll see you on the
You too. Thanks.
Cheers.
Sounds good, man.
Cheers.
See ya.
So there you have it. A fantastic joke, completely demystified and deconstructed before your very eyes. Did you learn something today? I know I certainly did. I definitely learned tricks from one of the greatest comedians in Canada, and I'm going to steal them. I'm going to steal them. I'm going to throw them into my set. There's not a damn thing that you can do about it, unfortunately. If you like this video and you want to see a little bit more, then click the subscribe button, like, share it with your friends and everything like that. It really helps the show out. There's a lot of effort that goes into this, which is mostly my attention span. I have a whole bunch of great guests lined up. They just don't know about it yet. And I really can't wait to be continuing to bring these quality videos to you, my friend, the listener, which I'm saying to be much more relatable, but in reality, I don't ever want to see your face. Peace, love, and unity. Y'all take care now. Bye! This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they do.